trying to see when it comes out. Platinum.
He turned on the Xbox.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Knights of the Awkward Table. This is episode 10. Yeah, cool. Alright, episode 10. And today I'm actually only here joined by, but no less than any other member of this podcast.
Thank you, Sir Frenchy.
Alrighty, and
Yep.
yeah, just us two.
Then
There were two. So but Leek is unable to be here and everything due to difficulties with his vehicle, which is all cool. It's all love and everything. But we're just gonna go ahead and rock out with sports and video games today, and we'll actually have kind of conversational pieces within both of our topics. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and feel free to comment while listening to the video as well, or watching the video. Go ahead and prefer to do either of those. So I guess, how have you been since the last time we had a conversation?
Let's see. Working. Yeah, so I've been working.
I've been more working.
I've just been working since the last time we had a conversation. It's I've been working, but also I've been watching this show called Crash Landing on You that Izzy had put me on. A K-drama.
I was literally about to say, is it a K-drama?
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's hard to get into a lot of ones that she put me on, but this one is actually kind of fun.
It's cool.
It's something to enjoy. So that's a suggestion if any of y'all want to watch it.
Hey,
on Netflix.
Love. That's fucking
What's
love.
the name again?
Crash Landing on You.
Crash Landing on You.
Yep. Sound like a video game.
Yeah.
Hey, she gotta do it, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's what's up. Anything else? Any like gaming or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I started Resident Evil, but I haven't gotten far, really. I have not gotten far at all. Maybe hour into the game, story-wise. That's it. That is it.
Okay, that's love. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people like actually like thoroughly enjoying the game. Some people, I've seen a couple people say that they feel like it's too short.
I heard, isn't it like a 10-hour game?
Something like that. But I also feel like, like you could play that thing on hard difficulty, and when you come back though, I believe they say like you start with your equipment again. Like, but you actually start the game with the equipment. Okay. I'm not sure. But like, I mean, listen, it's a Resident Evil game. Whether it's hard or not and everything, it's one of those experiences where, like Resident Evil 7, like even after you beat it, you're like, alright, let's do this shit again.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what was it from? Was it Home Alone? The first Home Alone? When he woke outside, the boy that shoveled in his snow, he's like, I'm not scared anymore. You hear me? I'm not scared. And then dude tries, he fucking runs. I'm like in a situation like that. That's what's up. Yeah, I haven't really been playing. Well, actually, that's some bullshit. I've been replaying Quantum Break from Remedy Entertainment.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. They actually, their story writing is phenomenal, man. It's fucking phenomenal. Love their story writing. Other than that, I haven't really been watching any shows. My girl, she never seen the show Twisted. That was on ABC Family back in the days. So I put her onto that one. She watched it. After season 1, she's like, wait a minute. She's like, all right, so when's season 2 coming out? I'm like, man, this show's old as hell. This shit was canceled. Like, you're not getting a season 2. She was pissed because the ending is like a really cool ass cliffhanger.
Right.
But that was also around the time where there was a bunch of like teen mystery dramas. Like you had your Pretty Little Liars and shit like that. Yeah. That had a spin-off. What the fuck was it called? Ravenwood or some bullshit like that. It was some shit like that. And then like it just had so much shit that was out at that time. Twisted was an unfortunate cancellation. That was actually a really good show. But other than that, just playing Quantum Break. Anime announced. Fucking Platinum End is getting an anime. I'm super excited. They're from both the writer and artist of Death Note. I'm a huge fan of them. Yes. So that was actually. Platinum End is going to be. I could have sworn it was going to be next year, but it's actually supposed to be I'm guessing third or fourth quarter of this year, 2021. That Platinum is going to be coming out. So I'm extremely excited. It is a really good manga, or was because I ended. But normally their mangas end and then they get the anime afterwards. It's not like a lot of the animes that are coming out like now that is, hey, we're going to start the anime while it's in the middle of the manga run. That's kind of what happened with Black Clover, and we actually seen a huge issue with that where pretty much the anime was like 2 or 3 chapters off of where the fucking manga was. And it's like, you can't really do that. So yeah, that's going to be getting it. But what the fuck other would happen within news before we jump into our actual news? I could have sworn there was something that had happened that was actually Kentaro Miura, the creator of Berserk. Rest in peace. He's no longer with us.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I saw the Berserk clips and everything.
Yeah, it kind of messed with me because like, especially like when you start looking into like the influence that Berserk had like aren't so much shit. Like it's truly insane. Although there was one issue that I did have where somebody was like, they listed all this stuff of like that Berserk was like the inspiration for, and then they had even said Dark Souls, and I was like, you damn right. And then they were like, yeah, but none of this stuff would have had been created if it wasn't for that. And I was like, skirt! No, wait, stop. I was like, let's relax there. I was like, a lot of this stuff still would have came out, but some of the imagery may have been different. But I was like, it's not gonna do more. I was like, I understand a lot of like, especially like anime fans, once something's inspired by one thing, they're like, oh, this would have never happened. So like, God, like all this shit that like Akira like had influence and everything. They're like, oh, this would have never came out if Akira would never happen. I'm like, no, they would have had it. I don't think you really understand where inspiration, like, you know, what it actually means and how it works. But yeah, no. So rest in peace, Miura. Much love. And yeah, I don't think we've had any word of what's going to continue, like what's going to happen with Berserk. But yeah, that was kind of a sucky situation. But I guess now that we are on a more somber note of things, we'll just throw it over to sports to liven it back up. Go ahead.
Alrighty. Going on in sports right now is the NBA playoffs, of course. Over the past weekend, we just had all NBA playoff games, so we running down to y'all right quick on the games and who came out the winner. Brooklyn Nets was going up against the Boston Celtics. No surprise, Brooklyn won, but the Celtics was in there. They was hanging in there. They was battling, so that's cool.
Every time, man.
Oh,
I can't mention him, bro.
I can't.
I was waiting to see.
I can't. Anyway, Milwaukee Bucks went on against the Miami Heat. Milwaukee took that one. Yes, they did. Dallas Mavericks went up against Los Angeles Clippers and they defeated them. That was actually a shocker because the Clippers had that the whole game. But Maverick star player Luka Magic, it's hard to stop him.
He was talking shit too.
Yeah. Oh, he's a shit talker.
Wait, was that the clip that he had said in the thing with me, you, and Dave, where you had put the John in? He says like you're too short or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking dropped on somebody. He was like, "You're too short. Fuck out of here." I was like, "Yo, you got to chill."
Yeah, jumped on Patrick Beverly. Yeah, that was him. But he could back up his shit talking, so I'm not.
He can. That's why I can't be mad at nothing that he do.
He could back it up. What else? We had Portland Trailblazers went up against the Denver Nuggets, and by a surprise, actually, Portland beat the Denver Nuggets. That was a surprise to me. Portland might take it this year, in my opinion. Well, not the whole championship, but the series. I say they're going to take this series.
Okay.
They're going to get far. They're going to get far.
My ears perked up very high.
I'm not getting that confident. I'm not getting that confident yet.
You had to look up from looking at the camera like did this catch that right on audio?
They're going to take the series.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what else we had. Oh yeah, we had the Philadelphia 76ers. They went up against Washington Wizards. And Sixers won.
You know what happened. You already know what happened.
Yep, next game, Phoenix Suns. They went up against Los Angeles Lakers. And Phoenix had beat the Lakers. Some people say that's an upset. I don't really call that an upset. Because Phoenix was ranked number 2 in the conference.
Yeah.
It's not an upset if you that good the whole season.
You're a team that pretty much like relies on one major component, that being LeBron.
Yeah.
Like you can't really complain when another team really pulls through when they're not just relying on one person.
They have a whole team.
Yeah. And that's not saying that like the Lakers as a whole is a bad team.
Right.
But you're already going against people who like they've been playing like they're trying to win this whole time.
Yeah.
You guys been playing like you're just trying to get in.
Oh yeah.
And you can't do that. Now I understand that the reason why they're doing this because they're trying to give LeBron they're trying to give him like some rest time. Like relax and everything. Now you could come back and do it, but not when playoffs haven't changed in how they operate.
Right.
Like you literally are now having to fight for your spot.
Yeah.
And it's like, what happens. Fuck it.
Pretty much, yeah. But Phoenix, they defeated the Lakers. Memphis Grizzlies defeated Utah Jazz. And what I would say is the best game won.
That's the only one that didn't care about the game.
I didn't care about that game, honestly. What was LeBron made a joke during All-Stars? What he say? Something about nobody grow up wanting to play with the Utah Jazz. Nobody. You playing NBA 2K, you don't choose to play with the Utah Jazz. That's just not a team you go to.
It's kind of true.
It is true.
It's true.
It's true.
I don't even think anybody from Utah go to.
We have a basketball team?
That's why we really had college teams.
Right.
Memphis Grizzlies defeated Utah Jazz, and also the Atlanta Hawks defeated New York Knicks. That was an amazing game. I sat there and watched it. Every minute of it blew my mind. It was a good game. It came down to the wire.
I didn't even watch it live. I had it recorded.
Yeah.
I watched it afterwards.
I was watching it with Scott.
Yeah,
it was a good game. A quick rundown on like how I believe the first round of playoffs gonna go.
Yeah.
Brooklyn's gonna beat Boston. I think they're gonna beat them 4-1. Milwaukee Bucks, I think they might just sweep the Miami Heat. I say.
Wait. What happens if Brooklyn actually doesn't win? Because you know, and I'm not just saying that just to fuck with you and give you false hope.
No.
But what I'm saying is that like just sometimes you have those teams where you're just like, no, they're going to win this because they're supposed to win this.
Yeah.
What happens if they actually don't? Like obviously we know what happens. Like they just fucking lose out on it. But my thing is like how does that just change the whole dynamic? Because now you're gonna look at who then does Boston have to go against.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, that's hard.
But if Boston,
the Sixers gonna win them.
If Boston beats the Nets,
that will be.
Honestly though, I'm not saying this just because I like Boston, but they might be the upsets to go all the way to the finals.
If they can beat
them, keep the momentum.
Yeah,
that would be.
And I feel like that's going to be a lot of the thing for a lot of the teams going forward, because I do think that now it truly is just on momentum, especially with the Lakers losing that game. That's kind of like that's
a big thing in the playoffs.
Yeah,
you get that momentum started and everything.
Yeah, because now it's kind of like, listen, you play all your games in hopes that you get into the playoffs, but let's be honest, you really start busting your ass once you start looking like, hey, listen, it's a possibility, but it's also a possibility that you won't get in. Yeah. Then that's when you start busting your ass like, no, let's actually go do this. Yeah. Now that even more teams have a chance of actually getting to this point, everyone's going to bust their ass because 4 more teams are in it than they ever were before. So they're going to really bust their ass this time to really get to that point because, and again, whether it's false hope or not for these teams to possibly get in, it doesn't really fucking matter at the end of the day, because that means that they're still going to be playing on that level for the possibility to even get to the next round.
Right.
So I don't know, man. It's.
And, I mean, in that case though. Yeah, in that case though, I think
Sixers got a chance to win this whole thing. That's all I'm saying.
Alright, Ben said that since the beginning of the season.
They got a chance.
They definitely
they
have a chance.
That first game, I don't know what they was on, cause the Wizards was right on their ass, man.
Yeah,
they were.
So they can't play like that.
I think that's.
But if Philly plays on their best, then they definitely. You can't say they don't have a chance. They can definitely take it there.
You know what's crazy? I feel like the only issue with like all this is that like this is the NBA. Everybody here, you have to play at a certain level to even get in.
Yeah.
So everyone has the ability individually to be on that level to win a game, but it literally depends on the individual night. Are all Pistons firing like at the same time? Like it really
is the whole team.
Exactly.
Definitely. The chemistry, the inner mechanics.
Yeah. It simply doesn't matter either how small or how big the cog is within the machine. Like it has to be working in unison. And if you got one person who they're not hitting their fucking shots, then like it don't matter how good you are. Yeah. I'm like, listen, man. Like, and even if you gotta say, fuck it, I'm not gonna shoot this straight. I'm gonna actually get in and get a guaranteed hit in and stuff like that. You go ahead and shoot it. Yep. Get the guarantee rather than possibly fucking it up. And now someone else that has a better shot than you hits a 3 in there, that's guaranteed for them.
Yeah.
Like it's now gonna be a little bit of a like what's safe to do. But hey, listen. Sometimes what wins the game is not the safe option.
Right.
So too.
Yeah. I mean that's just like LeBron James. He only one playing against Phoenix. Yeah, basically. Yeah. You got another star like Anthony Davis that just wasn't putting up numbers at all.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. We'll see at the end of the day. Because it's gonna
that would be crazy.
Yeah, I think I'm more invested into these playoffs than I've been for the past couple years. Only because like for the past couple years you kind of had just guaranteed teams where you're like, you know what, I already know how this is gonna turn out. Like, but I just think the atmosphere of just how the playoffs are actually like formed this time around, it kind of just makes it better for everybody.
I think I'm more invested in the first round though of this playoff.
That's kind of the deciding factor.
Yeah.
That's really gonna show.
It's like it's. I don't want to say it's been a while since it's been the playoffs where you could like look at everybody on there and like really break it down. Everybody got a chance. You can't just point out really
just one team
that's gonna take it. Yep. That was the Warriors for years. You can always point out the Warriors.
It was a long series of time. It was literally like, well, it's the Warriors who against whoever.
Yep. And I think that's kind of my only issue I'm having now. Like, or not issue. I think that's kind of the only thing that I'm actually looking forward to now. Is that, like you said, like this first round truly kind of does just kind of decide the fact of like who's really going to start going. But I think again, because the fact that everybody has more of a shot now, I think that just kind of makes it more. It's just more exciting now, man. It's all around. Like I truly am just more excited about the whole thing now.
Oh, and on the momentum thing, because the fans is back in the stadium, that's also giving them a lot of...
That does shake me. Yeah.
Because being in that bubble with no fans,
it's just you shooting out. That's
all you're doing. That's all you're doing. Yeah. So...
Which can help or hurt certain people. Because there probably are like some people that they just perform better when they don't have that pressure of a crowd around everything. But there's some people who just perform better. Exactly. And whether it be negative or positive energy, there are some people who feed like Draymond, he's like, Boomy, I'm gonna keep hitting these streets, I'm gonna keep dunking on their ass, I'm gonna keep kneeing somebody.
Boomy again, I dare you. Oh, I'm gonna get even meaner.
Yeah, there are some players that just like it, man.
I swear.
But
playoffs this year is definitely gonna be interesting. It's definitely gonna be one to watch. What else we got going on in sports news? Oh, Julio Jones. He wants out of Atlanta. He don't want to be with Atlanta Falcons no more.
You saw the when they called him on air?
Yes.
Bro.
Shannon Sharp called him on air on what's that show he got with Skip Bayless? Skipping something.
Shannon Skip? Is it called that?
I think it's called that. It's on Fox Sports 1. Yeah. But Shannon Sharp called him and on air, Julio Jones said that he wants out. He wants
lie.
Yeah, on air. He just called him. He said, let's see if he picks up. I don't even think he knew at first he was on air. Like, they just called him. Like,
wow.
Yeah, bro. And he started, like, I felt like he started talking more than he should. Because they were like, did you have you trying to slide over to Dallas? We saw you had a Dallas shirt on. And he just started kind of talking.
Yo, he gotta chill.
But I don't think, like, they should have said, like, yo, we're calling you, yo, like, we're on the show.
Yeah, he should have been like, yo, relax.
Don't just call somebody like, I'm thinking this is a private conversation. You got me on speaker on TV.
Hey, listen, all I'm gonna say is that whatever the Falcons had, because I ain't gonna lie, these football teams, you never hear anything about any sports player until they start voicing that they want to leave. I guarantee you now, Julio Jones is gonna have a lot of.
I don't want to hear no allegations.
Bro, no, there's gonna be a lot of stuff. Who was the one that had like the 20-something allegations?
Deshaun Watson.
There's still no charges against him. One of them was one of the allegations.
I feel like we could have had some charges by now.
Yeah, bro, literally one of them.
At least from one.
Seriously.
Yeah, one of them was literally that she said she walked out and then she walked back in the room and everything, and he didn't have any clothes on and everything. I'm like, well, you know. Yeah, you're kind of giving a massage and everything and stuff like that. Now, if he's not under the towel, that's cool. I mean, if he's just laying on the table just butt ass, that's a little different. I'll be like, all right, yo, you gotta relax and everything. But if I'm in the middle of changing and your ass walk in on me, I'm like, hey, get the fuck out. So, but, you know, but my thing is that, like, yo, you have all those, you have 22 allegations, there's no charges. Now, there is
How many months has this been now?
I have no clue. But there should at least be one charge from the one girl, which is why I don't understand why this shit's holding up. Or what's holding this up.
The process.
And these all come from all of these come from a masseuse. Every girl is a masseuse.
Yeah, no, but my thing is like from one of the girls though, she has enough to get this shit started and everything. Yeah. Now I understand they're probably trying to do at least like groups or whatever, because I do know that certain when it's massive amount of people like this, they do actually handle this shit in groups.
Kind of like a class action in a way.
Yes. So my thing is like, but that one girl, she has enough to, because she was the one that was like, yo, literally like we talked about the shit and everything. And then you text me like a fucking like month later, and I sent you the screenshot of the conversation that we had, and you were like, "Oh shit, like my bad, I didn't." So like yo, you know about this.
Yeah, doing this to charge him.
Yeah, and my thing is that they don't even need to wait for the girls, because they could just subpoena them and bring them in like that. So the state themselves, they could actually do that shit. So my thing is, I'm like yo, like this shit can move forward, like it really can. So but you know. Listen, it is what it is. My thing is like, don't just bring this up now just to hold other shit that's going on. So if you're gonna charge him, charge his ass and everything. Like that's just how it is. Now if you're just coming up just to put the allegations out there, but you don't want to charge them, then let that be known as well. Because if not, then we're just sitting around and everything like, will this person be charged? Do you want to charge them, or do you just want to put your story out there? That's fine if you do. I'm cool with that. Do what you do and everything. But if you're not going to charge it, at least let that be known. So that way, whether it be his lawyers, your lawyers, or anything that's involved, everybody knows exactly how to move. So everybody's not just kind of like walking on pins and shit like that. So like again, I'm not saying, yo, charge him or just leave him fuck alone. I'm not saying that. Right. I'm saying charge him or let it be known if you're not going to charge him.
Let's move forward with the situation, not just there's...
Yeah, now and I do understand that.
Like, allegations, but we don't know what the deal is.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just weird.
Because there like certain one of the allegations and stuff like that. If you have certain stuff to like, because again, this all goes to like, do you have enough to prove or to back up your claims and everything? There have been certain things that they have enough. Exactly. So my thing is, group the ones that have enough, and then the shoddy ones and everything, group them up over there. Get the shit over with and done with now and everything, so you can move forward with it. So therefore, you know, handle this up and everything, because you know the government's just gonna push this shit just because you know the lawyer fees and all the extra shit like that. They just trying to get their money regardless. So you know how long you ever want to stretch this out, that's cool and stuff. Or who knows, maybe it might even be on his end. he might actually be the one trying to hold this shit up and slow it the fuck down and stuff because he knows this is going south completely.
Yeah.
That's possible too.
Yeah, like it's either way. It literally could be on his end. Like similar to the Herd situation. I'm not gonna say her first name, but Herd versus Dev. That case and everything. How like the new lawyer literally just jumped in and was like, "Yo, listen, you got 10 days to hand over all the stuff that you claim you have and everything," and then we're moving forward. And so I'm like, "Yo, shout out to that new lawyer." He said, "I'm done playing these like time games and everything."
Yeah.
But in terms of like the whole Julio Jones situation, my thing is like again, it kind of goes to just like professionalism, like.
Yeah, I feel like, but that I don't put that on him. I guess kind of you gotta be careful who you have conversations with about your future plans.
Yeah.
That's just kind of just how you move type of tip. But they definitely could have said, "Hey, bro, like we're doing this show right now." Instead of, they literally just called him. They were like saying, "Let's say let's see if he has the balls to pick up."
Here's the thought I literally had a second ago, right?
I'm like, huh?
What if he really don't want out of Atlanta? It's like
he's just trying to see his options,
and so he just tried to accidentally play Dallas. So
not even that. It's just like it's just like one of those situations. Like, all right, us at work, right? So we have like one bad day and we go home and we like, man, F this, F that, man, I quit. I ain't never coming back. We don't really mean that. It was an event that happened that just kind of had us kind of that way.
Yeah.
Had a few of those already.
Yeah. Same could have been for him. He don't really mean that.
Yeah.
But now that it's out there on TV,
it just look that way.
Now it's like, oh, like I really don't want out of Atlanta. How do I stay in or like what?
Now you gotta have all these conversations with people.
And then you got the fans now that's just gonna be up against you because
they would see you as a sellout or you trading on the.
Yep. And
that's how you move. You know, it's one of them things. You
that
can't
locker
tell
room gonna be talking,
your
man.
future plans for your business. That's
Yeah.
not.
Especially like do you know when his contract ends?
No. I think his contract probably don't end for like another, I want to say 2 years.
See, and I think that's also my thing is like situations.
Because that's why they.
But my thing is they never told him that they were on air.
No, they literally just called him. He picked up. He's like, "Yo, what's up, Skip?"
That's the fucked up part because my thing is you should like always notify that person if you are going to be on air
like,
because of situations like this.
2024.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so in like another 2-3 years.
Yeah, so like
and so all Atlanta could do now is just trade them, look for a trade option.
Yeah, and I think that's also an issue too because like my thing is that like what happens if like you go and kind of nobody wants to pay the amount that you want to be paid, and now your only option is to stay in Atlanta and they don't budge on how much they're going to pay you.
Yeah. Now it's awkward there.
Yeah. So like now you either have to test your waters with another team in a whole other locker room and everything that knew this was shoddy to begin with, and you're gonna get paid less than what you want or the same. You're not gonna grow. Oh shit. So.
Glad we only heard horn.
Yeah. But like let's say like you go to another team and you don't have that. Like you want to get paid more, but they're just like, nah. This is what you're worth and everything, and pretty much you're gonna have to work if you want to get paid that.
Right.
Because that's also a situation too that when you go to another team, maybe that chemistry isn't there, or maybe the teams like if you go to like a different conference, maybe those teams that you gotta go against now, not used to that shit.
And like right now, I think the whole Aaron Rodgers situation, he wanted out of Green Bay.
Yeah.
Is what disagreements with managers that's making him have this decision. Like, okay, I want out.
You know what sucks about Aaron Rodgers? He is a quarterback that you look at and you're like, no, yo, that's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Like, every time you see, like, yo, he about to put in some work and it just doesn't happen. He should have never been in Green Bay this long. He shouldn't. I guarantee he would have had some rings on his finger if he was not in Green Bay.
I didn't think about that.
Bro,
He's been in there an eternity.
He only got like what, maybe one? That's it?
I think he only has one ring, if I'm not mistaken. Aaron Rodgers.
One or two. Yeah, it's not.
Yo, the caliber of like player he is, if given a whole different team and stuff, yo, on some shit, where's Reed at? In the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Send him to the Chiefs.
Oh, Andy. Yeah.
Send Andy.
Nah.
Send him. I want to see him in Chiefs.
Nah, they got Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, that's true.
They not getting
They're not getting him. Yeah, no. But I'm saying send them to send them to exactly that form of coaching. Send them to a coach that knows how to actually do that. Fuck it, send them to the Patriots.
Hey,
yo, I'm dead serious. Send them to the fucking Patriots.
That's a good move, all right.
Send it that type of coaching is what he needs.
That would actually be perfect too.
Bro, that is the coaching he needs.
Man, I can see the slogan right there. Bill Belichick and discount double check. Come on now,
hold on. That's a money move, honestly.
Yeah, it is. But think about it too. Is that even at Aaron Rodgers?
Y'all heard it on Kotat first.
Okay, real shit.
We need a 5% royalty.
Okay. Oh yeah, but yo, it's like real shit. Like if he goes and he's in a situation like that, yo, at his age. It's kind of like a Brady situation. Once you hit a certain age, you shouldn't still be able to perform the same way and stuff. But if you can, you continue, which is the reason why Brady hasn't retired yet. He can still perform as long as he has a line that's going to protect him. And he has people to catch that shit. Yeah, he will release.
LeBron's getting better.
Yeah, with age, motherfuckers like fine wine. Like, what's going on?
Like, I wasn't, on the Bron hype train for a long time, and then it's like, all right, bro, you should be asked by now, and it's like, no, you're nicer.
Yo, at this rate, I have no problem saying that he might. At the least, he's gonna play a season with his son. One season.
He might actually do it.
Yeah, like at this rate, if he's still able to just casually rock the fuck out on that court, he will at the least play one season with his son. One.
He gonna embarrass his son in that season.
He is. Man, I tell you, shit, he gonna work his son harder than anybody's ever done and everything. Like,
it's gonna get dark for him. Well, you ready for the NBA, huh? All right.
Straight dunk on his
like
son.
Enemy season or something.
Straight dunk. He gonna block his son's shot and give him that little
smack that shit.
When he blocks Steph Curry's shot and
over the shoulder.
Yeah, over the shoulder.
Oh man,
this is my house.
Outrageous.
Yeah, I have to go home with you later. Like, there's no need to do that. I don't want to talk to you on the way back. I'm riding with such and such. I'm not going home with you tonight.
Oh man.
Imagine breakfast the next morning.
Right.
That'd be awkward. Like, good morning. Yes, it is a good morning. Like,
see, I'm going to bed. We working out. Oh, man.
Yeah, like, the off season don't mean that we stop. Like, let's go.
This is my house. My game, little nigga. Go say hi to your mom before you hit like
say hi to your mom.
Oh, man. But yeah, no, man, that shit. No, man, shout out to Aaron Rodgers, man. I feel as though Patriots would actually be.
That'd be crazy.
I think that would be a good move for him, honestly. Yeah.
Patriots.
Lock it in, man. Lock it in.
I
want a finder's fee.
Seriously. We need that 5%.
Yeah. Double check. Well, that's it.
I want at least 10% for finder's fee and everything. And we want the 20% for the fucking slogan. Like, you know?
The slogan, that's the money there.
Yeah, that truly is. That's going to be on shirts and all.
We put a trademark on that, and then we just
merchandising.
We 10%.
Yeah, bro, shit.
Alright.
But yeah, that's that. Yeah, Julio Jones. That's that whole situation.
Yeah, we definitely went on a whole tangent. Yeah. We covered all sports stuff.
I think it just kind of like shows in terms of like there's definitely something going on in terms of athletes and their decision-making process of where they want to be at. There's something that's been in the air, I would say probably the last couple of years in terms of how much flexibility there is for people to be quote-unquote free agents or do what they want to within the organizations and everything like that. Yeah. And how much pushback or random unpredictable stuff is going to happen because someone decides they want to go a different direction.
Well, I think a big issue of all that is kind of that a lot of the players are operating, or the things that they're doing or saying, it's acting as though they are free agents when they're not. And I think that's where the issue kind of comes in. Like, you simply can't throw this stuff out there because then you have no more leverage when you go to renegotiate your contract. And I think that's what most of the people are like, or a lot of these like athletes are not understanding. I understand that you feel as though because you could perform that gives you the leverage. But I'm sorry, a lot of these people are actually really looking at, one, your performance, but then two, also, how are you in the locker room? Meaning, like, how are you behind closed doors and everything? Are you easy to deal with and everything? So, exactly. And so, like, my thing is, like, if then you're saying all this shit and everything, and you're doing all this extra stuff on camera, which, again, aside from the Julio Jones situation, because that wasn't right. They should have let him know, yo, listen, like, watch your mouth when you're on air and everything, stuff like careful. So that should have been already said and handled, but they didn't. So that's their fuck up and everything. But at the same time, you know, like, his responses, he should have still been a little bit more conservative on how he was actually replying to this shit, because you never know. That's just how some people are. You have
to be careful on that. When you're
always.
The higher you go up, the more responsibility and grace is required from you. So.
Yeah, you should be able to know, like, okay, what is today? Monday? Okay, what time is it? This is about what, 9, 10 a.m. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Shannon's
calling me?
Shannon called me?
You on the show today?
Yeah.
I was that's like, ain't you on the show?
Yeah. Like, I know you on the show, so you should be smart about that one. Yeah,
but yeah, please just don't give up your leverage. That's all I care. Like, yo, like, I want you to be able to have everything that you want within, you know, financial and just also the freedom that you have within your contract. But you have to understand, once you sign that contract, you are now a worker. That is what you are. You do not have the freedom that you believe you do. You don't. You're now working for an organization, and you are now a face of the organization. You don't have that freedom that you believe you do. So please do not give up your leverage. I understand it might suck to say, but the truth is you just have to, if you wish to be open about certain things, go ahead, speak your mind, speak your piece about anything and stuff. But other than that, you have to shut the fuck up.
Everything, you know, just understand the consequences of whatever you're gonna do, you know?
Yeah, and you gotta be ready for it. Yeah. You can't complain when the shit turns south.
Just understand, understand your consequences.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely repercussions to everything you do.
Yep. But Julio Jones, I hope everything works out for you.
Yeah, hope.
I pray.
The best. Alright, now last topic, we could talk about this, have a little fun with it. Greatest athlete of all time.
We fucking know it.
Greatest athlete of all time.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It could be. It's seriously good.
Yeah. I mean,
when you come with this off the top?
Or like, what are some of the names that pops in your head? Like, when you hear greatest athlete of all time, like, one of the biggest names is what? Michael Jordan, right? The GOAT of basketball.
Nick Merckx. Like, no, let me
I'm like, what?
Mayweather, only because of his record. Serena.
Definitely put Serena.
Fucking that shit while pregnant. We actually talked about this too. Like I truly believe she is the greatest, like, hands down. Simply because one of, not only was her record holds up and everything, what she had to do, and actually the situation that she was within, being pregnant, doing this fucking shit. Like, you know how at risk you can possibly be at by doing all that extra moving, like doing all that stuff and everything, exerting that much energy and stuff like that. But she did it. She fucking rocked out. To her, she will most likely always be my number one. Yeah. Now, if we're going to speak of respective greatest athletes, if we're going to speak about greatest athletes in their respective sport, that's a little different.
Right. Yeah.
But if we're just
saying overall,
overall, that's a little harder because, like, for me, I would probably have to give Serena number one, and then because of record, I would probably have to give Mayweather 2. Like, and then after that, I will probably go Jordan.
Right.
I agree with Serena. Sure.
I would go. Serena is definitely in there. After that, I'm probably looking at like Olympic athletes at that point.
That's what I'm looking at.
Phelps.
Yeah. I'm looking at Usain Bolt.
You know, I'm looking at people like that. You know, I'm looking at
even at this point,
Simone
Biles.
You know, like she
just hit. What was that flip she just hit? She was like the first.
Yeah, it was like
to do that.
No one's ever done that thing. Yeah.
And she did it within practice. And funny enough, they actually said she actually hit it perfectly in practice, whereas she had like a misstep when she actually did it and stuff. When she hit the fucking John where you run and you hit the John, flip it. Yeah, that John. Like they said like in practice she hit it like a fucking. She nailed it perfectly. Unreal. Yeah, she's on some other shit.
Different level. Yeah. Some people I'm like, all right, man, you're really towing the line of humanity there.
Real shit.
Don't show too much.
Yeah.
Michael Phelps is a good one.
Michael Phelps is definitely another instance
That
of
motherfucker is
towing the
a
line of
fish.
humanity.
like when you talk about natural selection, he's gonna make it. One day gonna evolve into fish.
Yeah.
That fucker and his bloodline, they're gonna be leaders of the new world.
The real life Aquaman.
Yeah, real shit.
This man did all that and was smoking the whole time.
Yeah, this motherfucker been high on shit. Like,
wait.
like, so how can he perform while not high? Like, oh man. Yeah, no, but those type of people are there. But see, I feel like I have to put Olympic athletes on a whole different level. Like, I feel like I would have to create two different lists. Because Olympic athletes is almost like, yo, like...
That's why I wanted to bring in Julio Jones Jr. Because he started in the Olympics and then went crazy in boxing, won every weight class, you know. So in my mind, that's kind of like... And then still, I mean, he didn't really do that great of a showing, but still at 50-something, came back and still did like an exhibition fight with another highly ranked top-tier fighter. So I don't know. I would put him like... in or adjacent to that conversation.
See, and I feel like that's actually really hard because like when you that's why I say like if we're gonna put like greatest athletes of all time within their respective sport, that might be a little bit easier because now we're comparing sport to sport and now we gotta now rank which sport is above. So that's why I said like it's to me like it's really hard. That's why I said like when I put Serena at number one, it's due to too many factors. Yeah.
She had a lot to deal with, just as a woman, as a black woman, and everything like that. Getting to those levels, and she maintained her record almost since she
until the next fucking prodigy stepped in.
Almost since she walked in from tennis to when Osaka came into play.
Yeah.
Like it was
like literally until the next prodigy came up, and at that she's still holding off to passing of the torch. She said, "No, I still got it."
You might be next, but I'm still lit. So.
Yeah, like I have not retired yet. When I retire is when I hand the torch over. Like, but that's something that's what. But then for like a number two is almost like I think that's the reason why for Mayweather it's only because like
I hear the record, but
the record is half of it, but at the same time it's just boxing as a sport is like one is like his reaction time is just on some bullshit.
Oh yeah, he's arguably the best defensive boxer.
Yeah, his IQ for boxing, like
and not even just that, is the fact boxing is also like extremely a mental sport as well.
Oh, it's 80%
like
mental.
And I think it's like the mental warfare that goes on in boxing and stuff, especially when you're at that high level, it's different. Yeah. Like it truly is. So like I don't know, it's so much that goes into it. But then that you get to like a number 3 with Jordan, which I feel like I could catch me on a different day and I'm flipping like 2 and 3 and stuff, and it's because like that man's work ethic that he had, but also the fact that he didn't expect better out of you, he demanded it as well. Like, and I feel like just the way he was, regardless of how he was personally, like
talking about athleticism.
Like aside from like
goes out the window.
aside from who he was as a person and everything, at being an athlete and stuff and what he did, I don't know.
See, when it comes to like the greatest athlete, like, all right, we gotta take Simone Biles out of it because at the same time, we're talking longevity.
Okay, that's true. She hasn't had enough time yet.
Yeah.
She's amazing, but she hasn't had enough time yet to make that statement. So,
like when it comes to of all time, it kind of comes.
You can definitely say Serena for that, but Simone does not have the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even like with the Olympic sports, like you said, Usain Bolt, Michael Phelps, they've been doing.
How many medals does Michael Phelps have?
I'm sure as soon as you walk in his house, it's
22, something like that.
That motherfucker got them chilling on the cabinets like.
I remember
you open the medicine cabinet, there's a couple tucked in there.
Like a rapper with chains.
He said, "Listen, stop giving me medals, just give me pins. They're easier to like put on shit."
28 medals.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He has to go up there.
Yeah, like that's
level
ridiculous
Olympic rewarded athlete. That's.
And it's swimming, like bro, like that's.
I'm moving through a whole different medium.
Yeah, like real shit, like oh man. Usain Bolt, like
that was right at the time.
Yeah. Right. Yo, and I think that's the other thing. Like we keep talking about the other factors that are put into how other people are just great. This motherfucker was hot. Like, how are you a swimmer? Something that like your lung capacity is like, necessary, and you smoke.
Truly was God level. Huh?
Yeah, affected by smoking.
It's just the.
Did you look up Usain?
Let me just hit this blood rock and top in this water real quick. Huh? You good, bro? No, trust me, I'm good.
Okay, how many does Simone have? Also, how many of these? How many of these are gold medals, silver medals, or bronzes, and how many got the boot?
Simone has 19 gold medals.
Jesus, fuck, she's a.
Oh no!
25 overall. 25 overall and 19 are gold.
Okay,
she put the had to go back in there.
Yeah, like
to have the time in terms of achievement level.
Yeah,
she might have to go back in there.
She might, and I feel it's like literally the only reason why she would have to be is simply just because of the timing.
Yeah, that's it. That would be the only reason she wouldn't.
Yeah,
but
25 medals. That means that she's up there literally with fucking Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
And did it in way less time.
Let me see exactly how many gold medals.
And in her case, like that's, you might as well say she's like LeBron James. Like
no,
LeBron,
100%.
The way LeBron James, all he doing at his
steadily
time
progressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael.
Because she's not getting worse. She's getting. Oh no, you're good. Yeah.
Oh, Michael Phelps has 23 gold medals.
Out of 29, Jesus fuck this motherfucker. Wait, so what are the other 6? Fucking silver?
He probably got.
Let me see.
Pretty sure that motherfucker don't got no bronze.
Yeah, he has. Let me see. He has 23 gold, 3 silver, and 2 bronze.
Okay, fuck it, man. Hey, do your thing,
Saturday, he didn't really care.
Yeah, he must have really got high and shit.
The boy was smacked that day.
He said, I ain't gonna roll up today. I'm gonna take this ball, I'm gonna rip this shit real quick.
Look at that bronze. We'll still place.
He's like, I'll still move on. Like, what you said? He's like, what you said I need? A bronze suit? Got you.
Don't worry, we're gonna be good for medals in terms of America winning.
Did he retire? Or is he still out there?
He retired.
Okay.
He's doing other.
Motherfucker, man.
He's picked another sport to do. I don't forget what it was. I want to say
polo?
Golf or something.
Golf. I'm assuming golf.
That's I think it was golf or something. Yeah, but like he said, I'm like, I'm not swimming anymore, but I'm not done being an athlete. He just switched over to something else.
Tiger Woods. Can we put
that
golf in it?
I mean, Tiger's got like one of the craziest comeback stories.
Like, can
you see? I think that.
I kind of want.
I don't know, but I mean, when you talk about like competitive sports, yes, but like when you say athlete, I don't think of golf, and that's no disrespect to like those who golf, but like, because my thing is
I
like,
almost want to counter that with how badly golfing tears up your body and just say like,
yeah, but so does being a quarterback, and I'm not throwing Brady into top athletes.
Okay.
And that I think that's the only counter that I would have to that is because Brady is arguing he is the best quarterback ever.
Yeah.
And arguably the best football player of all time and everything.
Statistics prove that.
But at the same time, when you're speaking about the greatest athletes of all time, I'm not throwing him in there. He will not make my top 5.
No, yeah, facts.
And I think it's only because yes, I understand that he is technically an athlete. I understand that Tiger Woods is technically an athlete, but when I hear athlete, I don't think of that.
You thinking of people that's actually putting their body on the line out there doing
well, I mean, a quarterback is doing that too, but at the same time is that it's kind of more I'm sitting in the pocket. Now, if you're talking about like a wide receiver, then then that's maybe I'm throwing that into a different a different thing. But at the same I'm sorry, but as much as of a great that Tom Brady is, I'm not throwing him into grace. Although his accomplishments are fucking ridiculous, and how he accomplished those accomplishments are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, because when you talk about, especially if we're going to have like a greatest athlete talk in form of accomplishments, then yeah, that's different. Because then you have to speak on simply how many wins do they have and everything. So like you speak about like Jordan.
Right.
How many does he have? When you speak about Simone, how many medals does she have? You speak about Phelps, how many medals does he have? When you speak about Brady, how many chips does he have? And you gotta throw all this into account when you're speaking, like trying to rank them. My thing is that at the end of the day, you're still ranking on athleticism, like the athlete.
Yeah.
Where do they rank as an athlete?
I need to know who, like, more decathlon people. If we're talking about athleticism, yeah, we should be looking at like people who run decathlons and everything.
Well, no, I understand that, but like, you know, like when we talk about this, like the athlete is a huge proponent of it, but at the same time, it's like we still throw into it like also accomplishments.
I'm saying, yeah, who is winning decathlons? You know,
yeah,
those people that they're running, biking, swimming over such a crazy span of distance.
Yeah,
because that's definitely athleticism and nothing else.
Yep.
You know.
And but then, you know, with that, I think that's kind of like then where just kind of popularity kind of just gets thrown into the mix for a lot of people.
Really?
When you look up any list, how many times are you going to see people who are running triathlons above a Mayweather? You're not going to see that because Mayweather's just such a big name. And also he has like what, 51
we're having
wins.
our discussion. I'm saying.
Oh no, I understand it, but I'm just speaking like, you know, in a general sense and everything. Like it would kind of just be thrown around like that. But yeah, I don't know.
All right, so we have like a soft four there. What are we talking about? Serena, Michael Phelps, Simone, Michael Jordan. Is that the?
I want to say that's it. That's one that we all kind of agreed on. Yeah.
Yeah. After that, I don't know. It starts getting.
That also depends. Are we talking about like legit sports? Is Kibble Slice on a lot of fights, man? That's all I'm saying.
We talking.
Are we talking legit sports? Okay, we throw Kibble Slice in there. The man that wore the do-rag that was bald. Like,
that was definitely an athlete.
Yeah. Oh man,
we might as well throw LeBron James in there.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of has to be done.
And he did play wide receiver in high school and won the championship.
True. Yeah, multiple sports. I feel like that should count. You know,
he played wide receiver in high school.
And
I think he did win the championship with his high school when he played wide receiver. So.
Yeah, listen, man. But he's a different beast.
That's
man.
what I'm saying. There's people
He's a
now
different
that are
beast.
like they're towing the line.
Yeah.
Between humanity and something else.
Yep.
So
he's definitely one of them. What they say, he went and got that blood John where they like take your blood out, cleanse it, and just put it back.
Oh.
Yeah. Is that the shit that they say he did?
They got
where like they hook you up.
They got a blood car wash.
I don't know. It's pretty much like it's just to cleanse that shit.
Blood transfusion, but like we're gonna clean your blood for you.
That shit's crazy, man.
No wonder he be smoking them cigars.
Right.
Like, I just got the blood clean.
What you gotta do, man.
You know, I slid over to the shop. They just, get the blood of good friends and everything. We good. Alright. Alright.
I guess we have a solid 4. We could never make a top 5, I swear. This is not the show for top 5s. Like, I think it's also
to do that. That's too difficult.
Yeah. I truly think it's just because we just, for each time we try to do a top 5, we just have too high of a standard that you gotta reach. And not many people can reach that.
Once you hit 3, it starts getting like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, we can make a top 5. I'm sure we'll accomplish that. One day. One day.
I don't think we can make a top 5 in one episode. That's the problem.
Listen, man, don't get me started with hockey. We got into hockey. The motherfuckers are running around and shoulder checking everybody all day. None of them got teeth. None of them. They got teeth, bro. Fucking, that's a different type of athlete, bro.
For all that, you might as well bring rugby into it too, though.
Nah, they're not humans. Like, they're playing football with no rules. Like, rugby was literally started.
The humanity got discredited.
Yeah, like rugby was literally people just like, you know what, yo? Like, nah, this is how house rules on how you play football in there. American football, sorry guys. But yeah, like they're like, yeah, let's play football in there. And they're like, oh yeah, sure. So they're like, wait, no, that's not how you play. You play it like this. I don't care if you have the ball or not and everything. No. Throw it over here. Yeah, no. If I tap you to the floor, that's cool. I'm just gonna throw you to the floor. Like, what the fuck is going on? That shit.
No protection or no equipment, nothing. Just got your shorts and your jersey.
Yeah.
Listen, kick each other and shit. It's like, what's
real shit, man?
What's happening?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That's the end of sports.
Shout out to you, 5 lacrosse players out there.
Yeah.
And the 2 polo players. Love your sport, cause I don't. Well, saying that, welcome to video game news. This will be, I guess, our last section within the evening. And shit, how do we say this? Dragons Dogma, the sequel. For those of you who don't know, an article got released and by GameRant. And in the article, they had spoke about how there was a YouTuber by the name of Aesthetic Gamer, I believe, and he had said some nonsense. I'm gonna see if I read it right here. It says, it's pretty safe to assume that most Capcom games that aren't ports, remasters, or very specifically using an engine for one reason or another will be using the RE engine. Dragons Dogma 2 100% is using the RE engine, but that's not surprising. Or that's not a surprising thing, I'd say. Now the RE engine, RE stands for Reach for the Moon engine. RE engine. Now this engine was also used for Devil May Cry 5. Excuse me, who had a burp there? Resident Evil 7 and Monster Hunter Rise. This engine, pretty decent engine, especially when you look at those 3 games and how different they are. It's pretty decent, but my thing is, can it be good for a Dragons Dogma game? For those who don't know, the Dragons Dogma, I don't know why the GameRant article had stated that it's a Souls-like game. That is fucking bullshit. Don't listen to that. It is not a Souls-like game. I don't even think people even fucking know what Souls-like games are anymore. Like, it's kind of the whole dumb shit where now games are kind of saying, oh yeah, this game's an RPG game, but it's not a fucking RPG. It just has a skill tree. Having a skill tree in a game does not automatically make you an RPG. Now, does it have RPG elements? Yes, but it does not automatically make you an RPG. So, shit like that kind of pisses me off. So, no. Dragons Dogma is not a Souls-like game. If you want anything to... what the fuck did I just say? If you want anything to compare it to, think of just Skyrim. It was very similar to Skyrim because it's a kind of... It's a MMORPG without the MMO aspect. It's just a fucking open world RPG game and you're fucking by yourself, which is kind of a waste because the multiplayer was not even real multiplayer. You create your own character, you're in this big awesome world, you can choose between either a knight, pretty much, a sword character, a mage character, or an archer. 3 classes you can choose from. From there, later on, you get pretty much a level 2 version of those, and then your level 3 version is pretty much like hybrid versions of all 3 classes. So you have a mage that's also like a fighter, or like a mage that's an archer, or a fighter that's, also an archer as well. And you kind of get a cool little mix of all that shit together. This game, fucking amazing. If you have not played Dragons Dogma, it's really good and stuff, but at the same time, it is truly an open world. It's going to take you a while to get the fuck around the game, and there's also a bunch of cool hidden things. Now, my thing with the RE engine, I don't mind it. It's made fucking Devil May Cry 5, Resident Evil 7, Monster Hunter Rise, all 3 games that are actually very good, visually appealing, and mechanically work. So, that's great. So, now, for those of you who don't know, Devil May Cry 5, that game before it was made, there was a decision that they had to either make Dragons Dogma 2 or Devil May Cry 5. They ended up going with Devil May Cry 5. So therefore, obviously the next thing up on the cutting board, or the chopping block, is Dragons Dogma. Go ahead and make the sequel to that, which I've been waiting for. There's Dragons Dogma, and there's also an actual MMORPG version of the game. Hence, you can see why I said that it feels like that. They went ahead and made a single player game, then they went ahead and made an RPG, or MMORPG. So, does it actually work? I feel as though that the engine can work. My thing is, have you ever played Dragons Dogma?
I watched gameplay of it. I never played it physically myself.
So pretty much it's an extremely addicting game once you really get into it.
Right.
Because it kind of gives you that whole Skyrim feel that you could kind of just go and explore.
Okay.
And the world really feels alive. Like if you're in the middle of the day and you're just running across like an open field and shit like that, you got to be really careful because of fucking what's it called, a griffin could just come out of fucking nowhere and land in front of you. Now you gotta fucking fight a boss fight.
Okay.
Just randomly.
Okay, yeah.
Fucking randomly, bro. You get to be walking around in the forest and everything, and the chimera just pops the fuck out. And you're like, what the fuck is going on and stuff?
Right.
Walking in the forest, and next thing you know, a big-ass dragon comes up. And they don't care about your level. The level scaling is, like, non-existent. So if you're, like, a fucking level 5 and you run across a dragon, they have, like, you have the full health pool. Yeah, like you have the full health pool, and then you have literally a bunch of dots underneath that lets you know this is how many times you need to drop the health pool down to 0. So if you're like a level 5 and you're like, I think maybe like a level like 12 or some shit, or level 9. That was level 9. This is back in the 360 days. I went ahead and ran across a fucking dragon randomly in the middle of the forest. It took me 2.5 hours, real fucking lifetime, to beat this one fucking dragon. One fucking dragon, bro. I was pissed. Real lifetime, man. I was fucking heated. But like again, that goes into the whole like, yo, you could just run the fuck away.
Right.
And then come back to it later. But I'm a really persistent motherfucker. I'm stubborn as shit. And I'm literally a fucking low level mage. I have like 2 companions with me. They're getting smacked the fuck around. My ass is on a rock, and I'm like fucking shooting like lightning at it. I'm jumping off fucking, I got my staff, and I'm like levitating, like, no, I gotta get away. This dragon's fucking flying in the air, shooting fire at me, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck, swinging his tail and shit. But no, it's also a game that you gotta understand certain enemy type weaknesses and everything. You could walk into a dungeon and randomly run into a Cyclops. Like, there's just a bunch of random shit that's in there, but it's really cool and stuff. Yeah, a sequel's coming out. I'm excited. They haven't announced like an official announcement for it yet, but this YouTuber somehow is saying it's 100% fact that it's pretty much going to be running on the RE engine. I don't mind. I'm cool with that. My thing is like, will it actually, when will it be released, and will it actually stand up to its predecessor?
Well,
so
the other games that kind of ran on the RE engine did damn well amazing.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's gonna be. It's gonna work.
One could only hope, right? Saying that, for those of you who don't know, Twitch has been going to a bit of an interesting transition between going from anything could really happen on Twitch to them trying to crack down on certain things that are available for you to watch and everything, dropping certain sections, not allowing certain things, and allowing only specific stuff due to advertisements or advertisers. Hot tub streaming has become a thing. Pretty much, it's not even really like people in hot tubs. It's hot tub streaming is kind of the way that a lot of people are using to get around the dress code, I guess you could say. You're allowed to wear swimwear if you are in an appropriate setting for that. So what a lot of people are doing is they're getting like little kiddie pools, setting kiddie pools up in their bedrooms or sometimes in their yard or whatever, and they're getting inside the little kiddie pool and they're wearing very like revealing clothing, and they're pretty much just kind of doing this, kind of trying to get around the Twitch's dress guideline. And it's been interesting to see how it's all been unfolding, because a lot of these things are now showing up like on the homepage, or they were showing up on the homepage, and a lot of people are saying, yo, listen, this isn't really the best when you have a huge audience of kids that are constantly going to your platform. This shouldn't be the first in the show. But a lot of the people have actually been like, yo, listen, for advertisers' sake, yeah, listen, we don't really care. But later on, this may affect us. And Amaranth, which is arguably the face of the hot tub streaming, she has been officially demonetized, and she was never notified. She is a hot tub streamer, and she's kind of, you kind of just lost all your revenue there. When you're demonetized, you can't make no ad revenue and everything. So my thing, I'm not sure if she's able to collect revenue through subs or anything like that. I'm not sure if her affiliation has been, revoked or anything. I can't say for sure, but she got no contact through Twitch, no fucking warning or anything of this sort, and just straight up demonetized. And apparently she was making upwards of around $400,000 to $500,000 a month, or my bad, a year. bullshit, my bad. Year. Real shit, my bad. She was making 40 to 50. She was making 40 to 50,000. She was making 40 to 50,000 a month.
Still,
and she's roughly 400 to 500 a year. And now that she's demonetized, like that money is kind of like gone. So my thing is, I'm
about to join that hot Twitch myself.
Yeah, well, apparently they're moving forward with creating an actual specific section. My thing, since this whole thing started, I'm like, I'm not going to try and knock anyone's fucking, like, their hustle. Do what you do. If you can find a loophole to do it, go ahead. As long as it ain't hurting nobody, do whatever the fuck you want. An issue that has been coming up is that now that a lot of people, they're actually going to other women streamers and they're like, yo, why aren't you dressing more like this? And it's like, for some of the streamers that I have been in, I've only seen that maybe like once or twice. As I'm seeing like on YouTube videos, some people are bringing up other instances, and it's impossible for me to be in everybody's fucking stream once. I can't do shit. Right. But for some of the women streamers that I've watched, I've probably only seen them maybe like once or twice and stuff. And one of them was more or less like, hey, like you should like wear this more, and stuff, because that's like, it's a cute top, but if you wore something more like this, it'll probably be a little bit better. The other one was just straight up like, yo, why you not dressing like all these other girls and everything? I'm trying to see something. Like, it was more like just straightforward like that. It is like, oh, like, so you kind of like fuck with the whole thing of like, hey, this is now being normalized for people to really see. So now they're gonna go across the board and be like, why are you dressing so modestly? It's like, no, I'm not fucking dressing modestly. This is how you want to dress, right. Like, period. So yeah, a big issue that's going on. Or the issue that was going on was the fact that this is not being promoted like on the front page and everything. Now that's algorithmic based. Yeah. I understand that. But now people are saying, or Twitch came out, they're like, oh well, if you just click on the option button next to the video and click show less and everything, you won't see this stuff pop up anymore. My thing is, first off, I shouldn't have to go through that work. Right. Like, I really shouldn't. But what I do think should happen is that as soon as this whole thing like blew up and it got big, they should have created a whole section just for these types of streams, and then created an age limit that you have to be past a certain age to even watch and stuff. Because a lot of the things that are happening is, like, I've showed you guys the video, like this girl's literally in a kiddie pool. She has this blow up doll that can barely fit in there and stuff. And literally, like, she's getting a sub or whatever, and she's like fucking riding the blow up doll or jumping on it. And I'm like, yo, borderline softcore porn. Like, hey, let's relax a little. But this is type of stuff that now is being promoted on the front page of Twitch. Yeah, that's not good and everything. For one, for investors, one for advertisers. They ain't trying to see that shit.
Right. So like you said earlier, the kids.
Exactly.
That's like the biggest thing right there.
What type of thing that you're gonna, and one also I know Twitch don't want this either, because what's gonna happen is that, like, you got a kid, they're scrolling front page. Mom walks by, the fuck is this? You're not allowed on this website no more. Now Twitch just lost somebody that could possibly be subscribing to 2 people, 3 people, whatever. So, and it's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this type of shit is crazy. So they are going to be making a category. I'm not sure if they already put it out there and stuff, but I do believe that it should be actually age restricted. Only because of the things that possibly happen. Like, a lot of hot streamers have gotten 1-day bans or 2-day bans because they've done things that, like, yo, listen, like, they're jumping up and everything, and they're like throwing themselves around and everything just to go ride or something like that. So, and it's like, yo, relax. But at the same time, a lot of them, they have clips of like these women actually saying, yo, yeah, we know that this is possibly gonna like affect our monetization down the line. And now you have the face, I guess you could say the face of the hot tub streaming now being officially demonetized with no communication from Twitch. My thing is, they're having a few people that say no in the contract. They're supposed to communicate to you either a warning or let you know when this is going to happen. She says she got no communication whatsoever. That means that if this is true, that they are in the contract, they're legally mandated to, they could open up Twitch to an actual lawsuit. Twitch/Amazon lawsuit.
Then they, what's that streamer name? A couple years ago, he got banned from Twitch. You know, the one with the glasses.
Oh, yeah. That's disrespect.
But then he get banned without warning also? Like, then he...
I'm not sure. They gave him a reasoning, but their reasoning was literally, you broke our terms of service.
Oh.
That's literally all.
But it's still shrouded in mystery.
Yeah.
We don't know what.
He himself has literally said, "Yo, I don't know," and he's still saying that his legal team is still trying to work on this.
Wow.
Yeah. So that I don't know, but Twitch, they do need to be more transparent for the reasoning of bans. I do feel as though there needs to be an implementation that if you are banning someone for this, you need to have the VOD, like the actual video itself, and markers where this happened, or at least the clip itself from the stream of this is the reason of why it happening. You need to have that, and because or else it kind of feels like, listen, man, if you feel as though that person you don't really want to fuck with them or anything, then that's it. You're just gonna fucking ban them.
It is kind of effed up though, where like it's like them now trying to take actions for it or something like that, and like trying to look at ways to kind of separate, alright, like you said, they could do like, okay, this section could be 18 and older or something like that, right? But then you still got her that's banned, and it's like,
well, the thing is, that girl, she's not banned, she's just demonetized, so she can't. So she just can't make the money off the ads and stuff like that. But for what I know, she isn't banned. But there have been people that have gotten like 1-day bans or 2-day bans or something like that. Now my thing is just it's something that you knew you were rolling the dice with. Yeah. And literally there's clips of her even saying that she knows that that there's a possibility that she'll be demonetized. So she understood. But my thing is, you're making like what, 30, 40, 50,000 a month off this shit. I'm like, yo, you should have just been like, yo, I'm gonna dial it back some. Like, that's all you had to do was just dial it back a little. You knew what you were doing, and you was towing that line to literally softcore porn. And it's like, relax. You have an OnlyFans. Send them over there. And you can literally be like, you can literally be like, yo, if you don't want to do the $5 to sub, then I'm gonna make my OnlyFans $5. And then you get all this shit.
Okay.
Like,
that
you
makes,
yeah, like,
that
bro.
makes more sense. Cause I was about to be like, I don't know if you want to dial it back, cause then that's gonna be like lost of viewership maybe. But if she got an OnlyFans, then it's like, okay, well, you might as well dial it back. Tell them, hey.
You can literally just be like, yo, listen, my OnlyFans and everything. And the sub button for Twitch is $5. I'm not sure what the sub for OnlyFans is and everything, or if it varies and stuff like that. So my thing is, if it varies, drop it down or whatever to like a $5 and everything, or raise it up to a $5 and stuff like that. And because that is the Twitch sub, so set it at that, so you can be like, yo, you don't have to sub to me on Twitch. Go sub to me on OnlyFans and everything. But if you want to sub to me on both, then fuck it, give me more money. Like that's cool. Then like for that, and again, I'm not gonna knock your hustle. My thing is, you have to understand that at the end of the day, you are doing a hustle. Yeah. So you have to take with whatever comes with it. And unfortunately, it was the money. Now I don't know if she bought a new car. Maybe this shit was gonna be paying for the shit. I hope not, but because you just fucking lost it. But yeah, no, yo, listen. If anybody
else, she been streaming?
I'm not even sure, bro. I'm honestly not even sure. I literally was just. I've been hearing about the whole hot tub shit, and the next thing you know, on the esports page and everything and stuff, they put up a video saying that this chick was demonetized. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm throwing that shit on the topics then and there to talk about it, because I knew that this whole hot tub thing has become a bigger thing on Twitch. Yeah. More people have been doing it and stuff.
Hearing about it from different groups.
Yeah, and like my thing is like, I'm not here to knock you. My thing is that, yo, if you're doing a hustle, you got to be smart about it. So like, and I'm not sure, and again, that's my thing. Twitch needs to be more transparent. You need to be able to be like, yo, listen, this is the clip that caused it and stuff, or this is the moment that had like you did this and the third or whatever and stuff. And even if it's just like a fucking 10-second clip, show me what exactly was either said or done. Because you can't even say certain words. Like, you can't even call someone a virgin anymore. You call someone a virgin on Twitch, you can get banned for that. Someone got a 1-day ban because he said something about like, oh, you're a virgin or everything. Because virgin's too harsh of a word. I don't know if you guys ever played like you can't call someone a simp either. For those of you who like play video games, if you ever go on YouTube, you have walkthroughs of games, you have let's plays, but you also have blind walkthroughs. blind walkthroughs is like, yo, you don't know nothing about the game. This is the first time ever like playing it or seeing this game and everything. You can no longer even title your stream blind playthrough because blind playthrough is too much of an insult to those who are visually impaired. This is literally the world we're in now. Yet you allow this hot tub streaming and everything to happen for how long of a time? Good, and again, I understand it's just Twitch's hustle. Get your money while you can, because you're getting all that extra little tax money and everything that comes in for. I understand it and everything, but my Theo, you have now demonetized this woman without giving her any notice. If it is in her contract that you're supposed to, therefore you are legally binded if this is the contract, she can now sue you. So now Twitch has to take whatever comes with this. So, listen, man, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, she's about 20. How long she's been on there?
She's been on her for a grip.
Yeah, good 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. So, that's how it is, man. But saying that, going to our last topic of the gaming section, which is Overwatch 2. Now, please understand this. I, for one, am not an Overwatch fan. I am, though, a fan of Overwatch competitions. I like just competitive shit. That's just how I am. I do not play. Don't ask me shit about it. But shout out to the Phillies Overwatch team Fusion. You guys are amazing. Keep rocking out. Doing what the fuck y'all do. But Overwatch 2. They had a stream in which they talked about it. Let's be honest. This game's not a fucking sequel. It is not a Overwatch 2. This is an Overwatch 1 expansion pack. That's all the fuck it is. It doesn't look better. You just have, different maps. That's it. The reason why this is in the news is not because they talked about it. It's because of one singular thing that they revealed throughout the whole shit. For those of you who play Overwatch, it's a 6v6. Overwatch 2, it will be knocked down to a 5v5. Here's the issue with that. The competitive scene is a 6v6. You have knocked it down to a 5v5. What that does now is you gotta get somebody to boot. Now people are going to be looking at who. You saw what?
It's so dumb.
It is. It truly is. My thing is, like, you could have literally just. There are games who have certain rules for competitive and casual play, like Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
You have certain rules for competitive and casual play. They could have been like, hey, listen, one of our rules are casual play is 5v5, competitive play 6v6. That could have fixed it right the fuck there. And what that also does is that also forces competitive players to now play ranked simply to actually get the 6v6.
Exactly.
So
That's just stupid to me. I feel like you want to expand. All right. You want to expand. All right, let's go from 6v6 to 8v8.
Tens or something.
Yeah. You want to expand.
bro, it's dumb because now you literally are putting people out of a job. So there are certain metas where you can run 2 tank characters. For those who don't know and everything, tank characters are the big beefy motherfuckers. The ones that can take more hit and dish out more hit but normally move slower.
Wrecking ball.
Yeah. So the issue is there is a 2 tank meta, which is you run 2 tanks, hence we call it the 2 tank meta. And now that kind of makes you less viable to the team. If you main tank, you're now less viable to a team. So that kind of fucks up everybody in all sense. Because now that chemistry that's there of having this, you're used to being able to be protected from 2 fuckers. Now you just got 1. And now that person has to now pick up any slack that there is. Now that's not saying you can't run 2 tanks, but I believe that the new meta now is supposed to be 2 assault, 2 support, 1 tank. Some bullshit like that. That's supposed to be how it's supposed to be played now. My issue with that, again, is that you're taking a whole player away.
You made all the tank players feel expendable.
Yeah. And not even just feel, now that this is the rule, you have literally made them. Not even just feel.
Yeah.
You have made them expendable. Because you're not going to get rid of a support.
No.
You're not going to get rid of like an assault or an attacking character.
Yeah.
You're not doing that. So you have literally made a tank expendable, especially if that's all that they main. If that is what they main, they're expendable. That's the issue. So now people are gonna. I have not heard of of anyone losing their job, but I do believe that is what's going to happen. I do believe that people are going to lose a job because, again, I don't know too much about the Overwatch competitive scene. I've just, seen some matches and everything go, but I'm not too deep into it. So I don't know if, like, hey, listen, they have a certain amount of people on the bench just in case. I'm not sure if they can financially afford to do that, to have that extra person on the bench as a just in case. But if all you do is main tank, then you're not even worth keeping on the bench, unfortunately. Because now it's going to be like, hey, listen, if you have someone who runs support and tank,
right,
it's best that you keep them then. And even if they're a better support than tank versus someone who is just an amazing tank, it's best you keep that person who is a support / tank because they can run too.
Yeah.
And I think that's the other issue that we've also seen.
That's just standard employment practice. You keep the person with multiple skills.
But that's the issue that we've actually seen with Call of Duty when they dropped it down to 4v4. We've seen what happened. Like, people lost their jobs. Now they gotta, either form a different team with other people and stuff, or just hopefully fight to get into another team. Or now you basically gotta prove yourself that, yo, listen, don't get rid of me. I am a huge asset to this team. Now you're literally fighting for your job.
And it makes it awkward.
Yeah. And that's a huge issue. So listen, I'm not sure if maybe this was a financial thing for the esport of Overwatch. I'm not sure maybe this was a thing to kind of lessen the cost of like bringing 6 people versus bringing 5. It's possible, but it's kind of sad. But I just wanted to bring that topic here because it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, seriously.
It's my thing is you shouldn't be taking away players. Like, keep it the same, or if you have to, add an extra bench player.
It just doesn't even seem smart, like, business-wise, as a decision, because the conflict is not going to gain positive interest for your brand or your ecosystem.
Overwatch isn't even as big as it was.
Exactly.
So
you're already
are you trying to knock it down to 5v5 so you can populate your servers more? I'm sorry, but if you're not as big as you want to were, nobody gives a fuck. You're not going to populate it more.
Actually put out an Overwatch 2 and not an expansion pack.
Yeah.
You wanted to rebuild your server base.
Yeah, and literally, if you go watch this stuff, it doesn't look like it's a sequel. It doesn't look like, oh my god, what the fuck? This is going to be great. No, it doesn't look, it just looks like an expansion. Like, bro, I'm sorry. It looks like a fucking, like a next season. Like if season 4 was to come out of fucking Warzone and everything and stuff like that. Or, if another season of Apex was to come out and it's just another season. It's not an actual fucking sequel. And I think that's the issue that they're running into, is that they built their game as a competitive game, but it's operating like it's a fucking battle royale. In a situation, it's having seasons and everything. It's like that, like Rogue Company seasons. Like that's the issue. This looks like hey, it's season 2. It's not a sequel though. I'll tell you that much. So to those of you who possibly have their jobs at risk and everything, the only thing I can say, which also might be another fucking crazy thing, they might be actually doing this to kind of also force more teams. My thing is, what are you going to do? Have a whole shitload of teams of people who main tanks and half-ass tanks? Like, hey, we're going to have a full team of like people who are half tank, half support and everything. Half tank, half assault. Like not you. It's not going to work. But my thing is, like, again, for those of you who are going through this, the only thing I can say is maybe pick up another character. Maybe have your tank as kind of on the back burner and start maining another character and just get good as fast as you can. If no spot's here for you, maybe hopefully within the next time a spot will fill in for another team and everything. My heart's out to y'all. I'll give y'all love and y'all have my support in anything that y'all do. Once again, Team Fusion, shout out to Philly. To your Overwatch team, I don't know the situation with that. I have not looked into it yet, but yeah, much love to y'all. Also look forward, I have actually reached out. I'm looking forward to hopefully having an interview with them. So yeah, shout out to Team Fusion. Much love. Saying that, do you have any other topics you want to throw in there?
Any other topics? No topic. Oh, just a little quick rundown that I found out. Y'all didn't know 2K Sports used to do NFL games. The last NFL game they did was NFL 2K5. Then they went on hiatus and basketball was their main sport. They announced, I think it was sometime last year or 2 years ago, that they was working on bringing it back. Well, it's been said that 2022 is the release date for the next NFL 2K game. So looking forward to that.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I feel like Madden is going to have some competition now.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to 2K,
what's Madden? EA?
EA.
And look, NBA Live, which is an EA Sports, how did they hold up against NBA 2K?
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? I feel like NBA Live could have been so much better if they just took in a little bit more time to come out.
Oh, yeah.
Because when they came back out, I'm like, okay, this is a good start. Then they released it next year, and I'm like, this feels like a step back. I feel like if they would have just like not released like their comeback game, and they just would have gave it one more year, let's work out the kinks and everything. Let's see what else we can add, because 2K already has too deep of a grasp on it. Like, think about baseball games. There is no baseball games other than MLB The Show. You might have some arcade baseball games and stuff like that, but when it comes to, I guess, sports simulating and stuff like that, it's just MLB The Show. But that's also because, you know, MLB has had that contract with Sony for so long and stuff, and it's also developed by them that it's kind of like, what else are you going to do? But now we've seen that the game has now officially came over to Xbox as well, because it needs the bigger audience if you want to continue to actually grow the game. So my thing is with NFL 2K, you have to bring something, man. And you can't go blitz. You can't go cartoony and anything like that. You can't go to arcade shit. It's gonna have to be straight up simulate, like a straight up sports simulator. My only thing is that I don't know. You might have to. It's gonna need to have a feel of arcadiness. Like a fucking Need for Speed is not a Hot Wheels racing game.
Alright.
But it's also not a fucking Forza.
Yeah.
Like Forza is a legitimate driving sim. Like they count themselves on and say, like you can hook the actual wheel up to this and you're gonna get 1-to-1 basically driving feedback.
Yep, and that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if the 2K NFL game, like it can't be too arcadey like a Hot Wheel racing game or something like that. But I don't think that it should go too deep into sports simulation. It's gonna need to find a good medium to where that it's a fun drop in, drop out type of football situation. Yeah. But again, Madden just has to hold on the whole fucking football community. I don't want to say it's a little too late, because if you could just come with some amazing shit and it just feels right and it doesn't feel foreign, you got it.
Yeah.
Did John Madden die? That's a random question, but
Fact checker.
The founder of our beloved Madden NFL games.
No, he's still alive. He's 85.
Oh, keep pushing. Collect your Madden checks. They still coming.
Oh shit.
Sure is.
Hey, but listen, man. Saying that, is there any topics y'all have want to throw in? No. No, alrighty. Well, go ahead and give them where they can find you at. Stuff. Let them know your name. Give your socials.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at dev.antoine. You can find me on Twitch at devindev95. Stay tuned to Twitch, because last month I did a whole Arkham series, and I'm coming back with the final Arkham, which is Arkham Knight. I didn't get to do that one yet, so stay tuned. I will be doing that soon.
Let's get it. It's your man InhumanLine. InhumanLine. You can find me on all social platforms at InhumanLine. God, I feel like the both from Pocket now. Fuck it. That boy, like, my name is Jaime Rivera. You can find me on Twitter at Jaime Rivera and Instagram at Jaime Rivera. Once again, I am Jaime Rivera. I feel like that. But shout out to all y'all. Thank y'all for coming by and everything. And before we go, our esteemed crew, please let them know where they can find you at. I guess it'll be audio only. Let them know.
Yes. Izzy, you can find me on Instagram at IsisXKia, Kia spelled Keya. And on Twitter, you can find me on let me Tracy at Isis, ISIS, Kirton, KIRTON.
Awesome. And Mr. I just changed my Instagram name. Where can I find you at? I'm gonna give them something easier to fucking type out and pronounce. It's not 100 numbers and underscores.
3 Eyes No Lie on Twitter. That's the easiest one, honestly. Graham, not here anymore with 9s and underscores in between each word. But so good luck with that. But yeah, or AphosImages.com. That's the website.
There you go.
Stay tuned. A lot of stuff coming away. Music videos, movies, visuals, all that.
That's the fucking way to do it. Alright, well, thank y'all for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. It's been your man, InhumanLine. We're the Knights of the Aqua Table. Have yourselves a good night.